Van Walter here with Diversey, and it's time for your Diversey 2-minute drill. Today we're going to discuss common mistakes that are made when finishing floors. There are 8 of them I want to talk about, and so let's get right into it. The first one is using the wrong mop for the job. Cotton loop mops, not a good idea. This thing is full of all kinds of lint and debris, and when you use a mop like this, that lint and debris is going to be all over in the finish, and your job is going to look terrible. Not only that, this mop is going to suck up a lot of floor finish, and there's going to be a lot of waste when you use a mop like that. Another option would be to use a nylon or a cotton rayon blend mop. That is going to be more applicable to the job and do a better job for you. Even better yet would be to use a flat mop system. So flat mops are going to be much better for laying it and not having the debris problems and the other issues with the waste as well. Number 2, applying too much or too little product on the floor. If you apply too much finish on the floor, it could pool and it's going to cause all kinds of drying issues. So you want to apply nice, even coats. Applying too little on the floor is actually going to cause potential streaking or pulling in the finish, which is another issue that's going to look poorly when the job is done. The third thing is trying to fix your mistakes too late. So if you make a mistake or a miss in your finish job, it's best to just leave it until the next coat and it will be fixed then. If you go back and you try to fix something, it's going to pull or streak the finish, kind of like when you're painting and you try to fix something that's starting to dry. So that's not a good idea either. The fourth thing is the dry time between coats. Too often we see too many coats trying to be put down too soon. So if you do that and you don't let that first or second or third coat dry, it's going to cause issues such as blooming, and the finish just won't have time to cure and properly set up for that next coat. And that brings up another item, and that's no more than 4 coats in one day. If you try to push that to 5 or 6 coats in one day, you could have that same issue as well. The 6th item is dirty materials or dirty tools used to apply the floor finish. We see all too often dirty mop buckets used. If you're going to use a mop bucket that's dirty, or if you're going to use a mop bucket at all, it's a good idea to use some sort of liner in that mop bucket. And that'll help protect the finish mop from contaminants. The 7th thing is too much air movement or too much air flow, or putting a blower on the finish and putting it directly on the finish too soon. If you do that, it could cause ripples and waves in the finish, and that's going to be a real problem. That's going to not be easy to fix. The other thing is, if you do use air blowers or air movers, point them up and away from the finish, but be aware of what's going on in the ceiling, because if it's a low ceiling and you have dust in the rafters or the area above, it could knock it down and then again cause a problem on your finished floor. Finally, the 8th thing is not blocking off the area sufficiently before you do your job. So if you do not block it off sufficiently, what's going to happen is somebody's going to come walk through your freshly finished floor and ruin your job, and you're going to have to do it all over again. Not only that, it's a huge safety concern for somebody that's walking on the floor. So thanks for tuning in. This has been the Diversey 2-minute drill. If you want further information, please reach out to your Diversey sales representative or our technical customer service hotline.